Hello and welcome to the Data Break Podcast, episode 68 for the week of March 3rd, 2017. I'm your host, James Lee, and with me today we have Ravenstorm Larkin.
Hi there.
And Max Lee.
Hello.
Hi guys. It's been 2 months since our last podcast, approximately.
It's been a long time. Wow. I did not even realize.
Yeah, a real long time.
That's kind of our fault. More or less.
I feel like that's school also.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're
Kind of
getting
syncs
older.
up with.
We're getting busier. This month has been nothing less than hectic for me, and this week has been nothing less than hectic for me. So,
Oh.
yeah.
How's work going?
Work's fine. I mean, looking for new work is another story, but yeah, work's fine. I like work. I like my work. It's pretty fun. I dick around with numbers all day. So, how about you guys? Max, how are you doing? Anything new in your life?
Nothing really. My life's been swell though, so we have that.
That's good. Ravenstorm, anything new?
I'm back in the dating game. It's interesting.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
You might want to speak closer to the mic, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh wow, sounds so much better now.
Yeah, right. Sultry and smooth.
Mm.
Yeah, that's that. But I'll keep that part of my life out of this part of my life. I'm not gonna drop out and just never talk to you guys like a certain someone. Our listener.
Jesus.
Man.
Speaking of listener,
I'm trying to look for new work too. I applied for this position as a bookshelver at the Central Library here in Sacramento.
Oh, that's fun.
Really,
sounds fun.
really hoping I get it. Yeah, I could totally do that for 15 hours a week
Sure.
and just have some stable income. God, I need a stable income because the job I'm working right now, working for Taylor's parents and grandparents, it's really, the hours are super unstable. Just some weeks I'll get nothing, some weeks I'll be there for 15 hours, most weeks I'll be there between 2 and 5 hours.
15
Just like
hours. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Jesus.
not even that much.
That's crazy.
But I want to get a travel fund going because I want to do something this summer, man. I can't just sit here in Sacramento and do nothing.
I have ideas.
Terrible.
I have
That'd be
ideas.
terrible. All right. I'm gonna. Also, would you guys be interested in joining me on a road trip up to Oregon this August to see the solar eclipse? The full total solar eclipse.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Ooh.
Depends on. I'll have to check my schedule.
We'll
It's-
we'll check our schedule. But
Yeah. So.
yeah, that's something I do not want to miss because it's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's definitely the case. Hold on. Let me just boost you just a wee bit.
Would it be the full solar eclipse from Oregon?
It will be full. Yes.
Oh.
Total full. You get to see a 14,000 mile per hour shadow move over you. It will be great.
When you describe it that way, yeah, the mass.
It's intense. It's intense, man. Celestial events. I mean, imagine being a people like the Aztecs or something, and this huge fucking the sun goes out for the first time you've ever heard about it. It doesn't happen again for another 70 years or so.
Yeah.
Definitely a sight to behold.
I will be right back.
You got it. I can hear him stepping. Can you hear him stepping?
Yeah, I could hear the bass.
I want to listen to this entire thing that's going on. Grabbing his keys.
I thought it was silverware.
Talking to someone else.
Probably in the kitchen, maybe?
Definitely. He's got that short little stretch through the hallway to the living room.
Yeah.
And the dining room's right there. I wonder why the mic's staying on.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Animal Planet.
You know, I think it would be really interesting if there was ever Attenborough-style documentary on people. He says he couldn't do it because you need to observe people candidly, and that's like unethical. But
Yeah.
I would
But if-
really be fascinated with seeing that.
Yeah. If we consider ethics to be damned, then yeah, it would be a fantastic creation. But yeah, also just the legality of all that would be just so much pain with the paperwork.
And the thing is, like, people, if they knew they were on camera, there's no way they could act natural, you know?
Yeah.
You would, like, you'd have to cover mating behavior, courtship. It would definitely not be safe for work. It's not something you show high school kids. Well, maybe you do show high school kids, but, you know.
Yeah. And here we see the male attempting to courting the female by shouting, "Hey baby, your ass is thick."
What the hell are you guys talking about?
watch
I'm gone.
The male requests the female's digits. We're talking about. I said it would be interesting to see an Attenborough-esque documentary on people,
Oh.
because we were listening to you do your thing the whole time, because your mic's been on constantly.
Well, did you guys hear me talking?
We heard you talking a little bit.
Oh.
We didn't hear what you were saying. We just knew that you left the room. You were clinking with some coins or keys or silverware or something.
Oh, I have to not do
And
that.
then-
That's definitely gonna pick up the mic. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
Where were we? Oh yeah. Where were we?
We were talking about how life is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, after life updates aside, that's kind of a poor reason for not recording, but
Yeah.
But still, I'm gonna try to do maybe every other week.
Yeah, can we I'd like to commit to.
We could commit to every other week. I can
Once
commit to
every
every week generally, but I could try to do every other week. Or do do 2 weeks in a row to make up for 2 weeks gone or something like that. Anyway, so so cool. So this week, also another reason why I was less hesitant about podcasting in the past couple months is because it's been kind of hard to talk about anything other than politics the past few months.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Speaking of which, can we just get into that right now?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No. I'm kidding. That's for.
Okay.
We could
because-
have a separate podcast for that maybe.
Yeah.
Speaking of separate podcast, I'm about to publish the first 5 episodes of my personal podcast. So,
Hey.
yeah, it's good. I'm doing it with a friend from community college, politics and philosophy podcast. It's great.
Wonderful.
It's great.
Wonderful.
We talk a lot about Trump.
That's
Mad shit.
someone talking shit about that guy? Really? Who would
Yeah,
do such a
ooh,
thing?
I mean, you
Ooh,
just
I've
talk
never
about
heard of
him and
such.
you're talking shit about him. I mean,
Jesus.
Anyways, we have a few topics to cover for this week at least. Namely, some updates in the VR space and a new console, release, right? So first, I guess we'll talk about the most recent news first. Is that Oculus cut the price of the Rift and the touch controllers, which were released sometime late last year. And now you could get a full decked out Oculus Rift and the touch controllers for $600, which beats out the Vive at
that's
$800.
This is interesting. I'm liking this. I like this competition that's going on.
That's what a lot of people are
Because-
saying. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh man, I can't imagine if Oculus was like the monopoly on this. That'd be so terrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oculus
I
is
was-
playing hardball though. They're playing hardball. They're trying to make that. They're trying to get that market space.
They are, and the thing is, I can't blame them because VR right now is kind of, I wouldn't say faltering. It's not faltering, but the hype is not going to keep carrying it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
The hype is not going to keep carrying it.
You need like more than just a simple like tech demo to keep VR afloat.
Yeah.
We can't just
Yeah,
keep playing
I
tech
mean-
demos all day, right?
Yeah, we need some big
Yeah.
games. We need some AAA games, and we need some just more support for it, more not like developer support, but more consumer support. Without people buying this, I mean, there is a demand. It's just we need to lower the price enough so that the correct audience can access it.
Right.
The issue is they can't afford to lower the price unless there's enough people investing in it. Mass production and all that.
Well, let's think about this though. Think about so I'm in a microeconomics class right now, and we're talking about something called price elasticity. Are you familiar with this at all?
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so like when there are some goods where if you change the price a little bit, there's a lot of change in the quantity demanded, and that's considered elastic. And then that's like what I think the Oculus Rift is.
Oh.
And yeah, luxuries tend to be elastic.
Okay.
But then there are things like gas, food, medicine that no matter how much you change the price, people are still going to buy it. And that's what's known as inelastic. And I think with the Oculus and VR being such like just a high-end luxury, it's totally unnecessary for most people. There's not really a use for it yet even. It's kind of enthusiast grounds currently. Then I think it's got highly elastic, highly price elastic. And I think that with the current price drop, we're definitely going to see more people getting interested in it.
Interesting. I'm going to have to call for a pause real quick. I have to make a phone call, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I'm going to mute myself this time.
So here we do not hear James in his natural habitat.
Yeah, this is the silence that we get. This is the true ethics right here. Very ethical.
Seems that ethics are boring. Oh, geez.
Oh yeah.
I only realized how bad that sounded.
True though.
I only realized how bad that sounded when I actually said it.
That's excellent. Oh man.
And I hope these small one-on-one conversations are not covered in a podcast. Because
I also hope so, because it's a little bit out of hand, you know. Just a little bit. Yeah. Talking about documentary style pornography and the fact that ethics are terrible and boring. They're just constraints, man. Don't even worry about them. They're just like guidelines. Ethics, what is that? Morals, what are those?
The only part that's important is the final line with the money. Obviously. Right. Yeah, bottom line. Everything has value, you know? I mean, if you make a car that's gonna explode, but only like in 7 out of a million accidents, or 7 out of 100,000 accidents, you make that car. You make that car. Because it's just going to be cheaper to make the car, cut the corners, and pay the families. Issue is 7 out of 100,000. If the car's exploding, that would be obvious, which means that it would be bad publicity. In the case of not all publicity is good publicity, but that sales might drop just because investors might lose faith in the company. So that might be a situation in which some ethics with quotation marks might need to be put in.
Definitely, but how about this? How about you make a car, right? And your bean counter tells you, let's put the gas tanks in the side door. Because that's going to save us some money. There's just a bunch of empty space in the side door. You put the gas tank there, it'll be great. And then you say, yeah, for sure. That sounds like a good idea, man. And so you create these cars, you create 100,000 of the cars. And, all of them get into accidents somehow. And 7 of them explode. And you're just like, wow, I didn't consider that. We didn't know that. So now you can either recall the rest of them, or you can pay out. Recall is expensive. So what car companies do in real life is just pay out.
Yeah. Also depends on how much impact it will have on PR.
Oh yeah, true. Like
Yeah. Because
Well,
if
as long as there's someone to hang for it, just like they'll lynch you in the public square.
yeah,
Like this
but,
guy built these cars with exploding doors.
yeah, but from what we've seen, if there's no particular person that they could throw under the rug, then often a company might Well, I mean, if it's a corpse, it's under the rug.
I'll make sure to check under your rugs.
Whew. I'm glad I don't have any rugs because I threw away the corpses.
All the all the rugs are in the closet, full of skeletons.
Ooh. This podcast took a dark turn.
Yeah, good thing. I wonder if James is going to listen over this. I hope he does. I really hope he does.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Man. Whew, this is
it would be cool if he was just listening the entire time, too.
Like, the phone call was fake?
Yeah, it was fake, and he just wanted to get in on one of these sweet conversations. Maybe he's doing a documentary-style thing. You know? Who knows?
So, what would this be? A meta-documentary on ethics?
Yes.
Like, the cameraman himself is being recorded?
The cameraman... Dude. Would that... Oh, okay, so, hold on. We could do this nowadays. We could have it so that a cameraman walks around with one of the, like a big studio-style camera, and whenever you see him, you're supposed to take a video of him with your cell phone, and then you attach a hashtag to it, and then there's a software piece that assembles all the footage of this guy as he walks around, and then it's a meta documentary.
Dude,
about documentary.
That would be extremely interesting, actually.
I'd love to see that.
It would be going beyond just a making of a documentary. It would be everything unfiltered.
I think I'd like to see just something like that, where something is filmed from several smartphones, and there's something that can assimilate those filmings.
Yeah.
It could use EXIF data, from the video recording.
Yeah.
Sync everything up in time. Looks like he's becoming a cyborg. It's too late.
This is a human territory. No synths allowed.
No fucking synths here. Let's talk about this. So I played Fallout 4, and I didn't understand the whole dynamic with the Institute and the synths and everything. Like, they explained it, it's part of the story, but it just didn't seem like something that would actually ever happen. I don't know how, like it wasn't, like, it's a fictional story, of course.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like the character motivations weren't very real.
I haven't played Fallout 4, so I can't really say anything from a personal perspective, but apparently a lot of Fallout fans agree with your sentiment, how the protagonist, his entire story is just looking for a baby that is clearly no longer a baby considering how much time has passed.
Yes.
And he, for some reason, still believed that the baby was a baby after like 50, 80 years.
Yeah, I really don't know what that was all about. That kind of plot that's driven forward by like revenge or lost figure or whatever, that's like the thinnest kind of plot there is, and the least motivating in my opinion.
I mean, because it can still be executed.
Oh, of course, but like unless you develop the characters and make me like them, make me feel things, then I don't really care when things happen to them, and I want to care. If it's good, then I'll care. But...
Yeah. From what I've heard, the comparison of the protagonists of the three recent Fallout games, Fallout 3, guy trying to go out in the world and survive. Fallout New Vegas, badass delivery guy, and Fallout 4, my baby.
My baby.
the hell's going on here? I just come in and I can I just hear
You'll
my
have to
baby.
listen through yourself.
Yeah.
You'll have to listen through yourself.
Okay.
You better not cut out the stuff that has you missing, because we're having some pretty good discussions.
I'll
I don't know
keep
about
that in
good
mind.
discussions. I definitely don't. I don't think that's. Okay.
Anyway, so
Back
so
on the air.
back on the air. I was reading the comments on both in the Vive community and the Oculus community, and it was kind of funny because the Oculus was like, oh great, this is great for it's almost like a meme now. Remember the old meme? This is good for Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
This is the same thing. It's this is good for VR, and I was like, oh, this is good for VR, which I mean it is. Let's not kid ourselves here. Price drops are great, and it's really nice to be able to afford a good VR headset now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that. I mean, honestly, quote unquote politics out of aside, the Oculus is still a good headset, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate it because Facebook. But
Well, I mean,
there are tracking issues, right, without room scale and all that.
but the Oculus is still one of the two best VR headsets.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know about this because my only full VR experience is with the Oculus, and it was definitely very screen door like, and I didn't use the Vive, so I don't know.
It's
The
no
Vive
different.
is
It's
still
not much
screen
different.
door-like.
It's not much different, unfortunately.
Both of them had the same issue.
Okay. But that being said, I just got my hands on a Google Cardboard.
Are they fun?
And
Are they fun?
I've been slapping my. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh, and my mom loves it, dude.
Really? A
I
lot of
gave it to
people
her,
say
and she just,
otherwise, but
Took it on like a duck to water, dude.
that's good to know.
Interesting. And I think that bodes of course I have a strange family, but I still think it bodes well for VR in general. That she was just blown away by it. Just
This is good for
this
VR.
is something else. It's something else. Yeah, this is good for VR. And I have to think that this price drop will have major ramifications in the next 6 months.
Of course, yeah.
Like
definitely.
we're gonna watch. This is gonna be possibly what pushes VR into the mainstream, more or less. Possibly.
I mean,
Because
look, if you don't have $600, well, technically it's still the same price, right? I mean, sure, you could get an Oculus Rift for $500 as opposed to the $600 it was before, but you're gonna want the touch controllers. You don't skip out on that, right?
Yeah.
So $600 and you get a full VR experience, right? I mean, I kind of wish there was more better room scale for the Oculus, but that's not a huge issue. You could just buy another camera, I think, and you're good to go. And there have been some tracking issues that Oculus has addressed, so that hopefully those go away soon. But
I'm very interested to see where controllers go for VR, because right now all I can think about are some gauntlet-like gloves with
like the Nintendo Power Glove.
Oh
like
god.
okay,
So bad.
see that sounds bad, but in execution it would have some sort of cables along the backs of your fingers, so that when you gripped an object in virtual reality it would stop your fingers at the proper points, or something like that, just so you have tactile grip. You have something when you can control a game with your fingers, that's when it's going to get good.
Right.
I'm not a fan of controllers, even though that's what we have now. I think we need to move into something a little bit more, I would say human, something more intuitive, natural. I don't know.
I was thinking about this, and I think that asking, aside from a headset, which is it's not much harder. Okay, it's definitely a lot harder than putting on a pair of headphones, but the parallel is kind of there. People aren't used to putting on clothing to operate their computers, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we want to ask people to put on gloves. Gloves are not a huge issue, but it becomes kind of strange. And you run into some weird logistical issues, especially with the Doritos and the Mountain Dew. Kidding aside.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, can you imagine someone's like Oculus gloves are just covered in orange dust?
Oh god, dude, stop talking, please.
I really don't want to imagine that, but at the same time, I can't help but think like that's the way this is going. Like maybe it is weird to ask people to put on clothing for this, but
I don't think people will have it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? You don't think
No.
it'll go to gloves?
I don't think
really?
people want gloves. I don't think so.
While not necessarily gloves, Samsung for their Gear VR, they're making controllers in which you put these clip-like things around the palm of your hands, and it basically detects the fingers without you needing to wear a glove. That's like halfway between a controller and a glove.
I think a wristband.
Okay, that makes sense. As long
wristband
as it
would
gets
work.
your fingers, that's all that matters.
A wristband would work.
All that
think.
matters is that it gets the fingers.
You
It's
need-
the
you
fingers.
need your fingers.
It's basically like a wristband, except a palm band, I suppose.
But I guess the advantage of the gloves I'm thinking of would be that when you grab something in game, it feels like you're grabbing something.
Yeah. I thought about that,
and-
but there is a serious issue with that, though. So you said that if you grab something, your fingers are supposed to stop in place as if it's actually in your hands, right?
Sure.
So that assumes that the glove itself can move, which gives a question in which, can it break the user's fingers?
No, absolutely not. No.
Um,
I mean, that would be a very interesting VR torture program where you could slowly bend someone's fingers backwards with your servos, but I don't really... I don't feel like that would be engineered into the gloves, and like I don't know. I'm just bullshitting, but I really believe that we're gonna see, if not touch, like tactile interfaces, we're gonna figure out some way to do this so that interface is more intuitive somehow.
Speaking of tactile interfaces, actually, no. If this is a poor segue into the Switch, then I'll wait.
Well, I'm not done with the VR yet, so
all right.
we'll get there. Anyway, so I was reading the reactions to the announcement, and the Vive camp was like, oh well, HTC has their financing program, and it was like yeah, the financing program is such a good deal. Come on, guys. Come on. That's not a price reduction.
I'm sorry.
That's not a price reduction.
No, that's not. That's like, hey, buy this car with 0 down at signing. It doesn't.
It's like putting it on your credit card and then making monthly payments. It's pretty dumb.
Now, admittedly, that's a good way to buy things that are expensive.
Sure. I mean, if you
And
could
I'm
manage
glad
to
that they're
keep it with
adopting
payments,
that method.
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, but I think about this. If you could pay $20 a month for a VR headset, wouldn't you be way more likely to get it than, if you were going to pay $600 down?
Interest free? Hell yeah. I used to pay like $15 a month for internet.
Yeah.
Before internet was included in my package in my rent. So, sure, why not?
Mm-hmm. I just think that maybe it won't work for VR because this is again an enthusiast thing, and it's there's going to be a new generation probably next year or the year after that will supersede this, and I don't think people really want to get into like a 30-month contract for something that's going to be placed outdated in 12 months.
Sounds familiar. I wonder what people would pay.
I wonder what we're talking about here.
I wonder what people would pay, would subsidize their device, their $600 device over, maybe a 24-month contract. If you get
maybe
certain services,
or you could pay extra. You could pay extra for a 14-month contract.
And maybe they get you so that you upgrade every 18 months or something like that, and then
right, and it keeps you in the indentured servitude kind of thing. Keep seeing the system.
Yeah. I wonder what could
That sounds like a good model for expensive technology to me.
Yeah,
For
like,
God's sake, the thing hasn't set on fire yet.
well, yeah. I mean, what kind of VR headset? The Samsung VR headset? I don't know.
I still have my eyeballs. That's
I still have my eyeballs. Yeah, that's always a good thing. You can walk out of pretty much anything. You get subpoenaed and you can just be like, well, I still have my eyeballs.
Oh, another bit of VR news actually that came out this week is that I think LG is actually creating their own VR headset with Vive technology. So it's going to be like a HTC Vive, but it's going to be a LG Vive basically. So LG is going to be making their own headset. It's really cool. Instead of just like putting it on, exactly. Instead of just putting it on, there's a visor that slides down, kind of like the PSVR.
Oh.
So it's a lot different. I'm pretty excited to see. I'm excited to see what improvements they make, if any, or what the differences are between the Vive and the LG headset. And this is a full VR headset. It's not like a phone thing. It's like a LG headset. It's like a full headset.
Okay.
It's got high resolution too, slightly. Very slightly.
I really wonder if the VR companies, as much as they're competing, I wonder if they've set sort of expectations, just like, let's not drop the prices this much, let's keep it around this much, let's keep the resolution about here, just so we have time to develop the next thing.
And I think
because
they
I feel
are.
I mean, that's a total conspiracy theory, but I don't have evidence for this.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we should be making more progress than we are already.
I think the issue right now is that
how hard is it to slap a more intense screen in there?
The thing is that hardware it's getting easier now, of course, but I think it's going to be another year before hardware developers want to improve the specs on these headsets, because right now it's already pretty hard to run, right? Because I mean, you still need a good gaming PC to run VR.
Yeah.
And if they want to lower the barrier to entry, they need to let the hardware catch up. They want the graphics cards to be faster.
And not to mention, companies that make the VR headsets might not be willing to invest in more R&D because they don't know if consumers are going to continue buying VR. So there's going to be fear.
It's true. I understand why we're doing what we're doing now.
Hello?
What the hell is that noise?
Yeah.
He got shot. He's been shot.
RIP episode 68, 2017 to 2017.
Never made it 69. God damn it. We're so close. We were so close.
In the context of 69,
that's a good segue into the Nintendo Switch because it's cooperative.
Well, apparently, no, I'll just wait until he's back.
Yeah, just wait, please.
Okay.
I think when this is relevant to the discussion we were having, as soon as graphics cards and VR headsets are approximately the same price,
yeah,
like if a $500 graphics card can run a $500 VR headset, that'll be the day. That's when it takes off. But as it stands now, it just seems like a lot of money to sink into something.
Yeah.
But then again, when TVs first came out, that's how it was.
That is true, but back then, didn't the companies that made TVs also made the first channels because they know that there has to be a product for consumers to keep consuming after they buy the TV. So
I didn't know that. I had no idea. That sounds really
the first
interesting.
3 channels were part of the same parent company as the TV companies. So, why would you ever buy a TV if it has nothing?
No channels.
Yeah. I
mean, to an extent, I guess that's interesting.
Yeah, to an extent that it already exists with VR. Like with the Gear VR, there's some Samsung made apps with Oculus. They fund some games. The Vive, we got games by Valve and all that. Oh yeah.
During the break, I told Max that I think when graphics cards and VR become about equal in price, that's when things will pick up a little bit. Because if your $500 graphics card can run your $500 VR headset, that's like a steal, man.
I want it to
seems like a steal
I want it to
nowadays.
be the other way. I want your $200 graphics card to run your $200 headset.
Well, I mean, that's going to be further.
Yeah,
And honestly, and
that's a ways in the future, though.
quite frankly, I don't believe that VR will hit the, PC VR at least will hit the mainstream until we get integrated Intel to run VR, because that's what everyone has. Everyone has Intel integrated graphics. Right?
That sounds more like 2 decades away.
Intel graphics have gone pretty far, guys. It's not horrible.
And also, Intel has nothing to do now because we're hitting the wall.
Ooh, do you guys want to talk
the
about
limits
that?
of silicon?
Do you guys want to talk about
Yeah.
Intel today?
Yeah,
this
let's
week?
do that.
Oh my god, I forgot like this is one of the biggest hardware news of the year. So let's talk about AMD. Let's talk about AMD.
Okay.
AMD.
Okay.
When's the last time you saw an AMD CPU? Well, I guess
My last computer.
In person
my last
or on the
computer.
internet?
when was your last computer built, Ravenstorm?
2009.
Yeah,
been a while.
Yeah, 2011 was about when when AMD tried to do their bulldozer thing. That didn't work out well, and an excavator or whatever. Yeah, so AMD has not been doing well in the CPU space, right? Well. AMD is back, guys, with their new CPUs. They're back.
And okay, but
So okay,
What does
so
that mean for
I'm
me?
going to list out. Fine. Excuse me for the glorious Zelio typing noises, but all right. So AMD has launched 3 CPUs this week. The Ryzen 7 line with the 1800X, the 1700X, and the 1700. So all 3 of these CPUs have 8 cores, 16 threads. The top end 1800X is $500. The bottom end Ryzen 7 1700X is $330. Okay. How do you guys think these guys compare to Intel's offerings?
Yeah, that's about my reaction.
Because here's the thing, I don't know at this point because I don't even know if there's anything that uses fucking 8 cores with 16 threads. I don't know if we need that much power, and I feel like we're just hitting the wall again.
Well, remember,
But
we're not even
let's
talking
talk
about
about
power. We're not even talking about power anymore, because the thing is that more cores doesn't necessarily mean better. We all know that now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and after the gigahertz wars of the early 2000s or mid 2000s, we all decided that that's not how you can't measure CPU performance based on just pure hertz, right? Clock speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's become evident with the original Bulldozer launch with their 8-core processors for $200, $300 that cores don't mean anything either. You still need everything. You still need the
hyperthreading.
You need quality cores. You need good quality cores, and Intel has quality cores. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all run Intel parts now, I believe, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, what your Ravenstorm, yours is like a quad core, just a quad core.
Mine's an i5. I believe it's 6670K.
4790K, 4670K,
4670K.
something like that. Yeah, Haswell,
Something like
Broadwell
that.
part. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
They're quality.
it's
cores,
reasonable. That's the thing. It's slaughtered everything I've thrown at it.
Though. Yeah, see,
Everything
But
except
it's only
Star
4
Citizen.
It's only 4 cores though. It's only 4 cores.
Yeah, I know.
And it's fine. So
That's fine.
So AMD is just saying that we'll give you better performance than even core for core than Intel's parts. So we're talking about an 8-core that rivals Intel's 8-core for half the price. I'm not inclined to believe
We'll
them.
see. We'll
benchmarks
see.
are out.
Oh.
Benchmarks are out.
Yeah.
Benchmarks are out this week, and this consensus is that their offerings are good as an i5 in gaming, but as good as an i7 in productivity. So,
Oh.
as far as multi-threaded applications like video rendering and stuff like that,
Interesting.
not bad. But for gaming, it's only as good as an i5. And some games, you might want an i7 because Watch Dogs 2 eats up CPU and Battlefield eats up CPU like no one's business. So, I don't know.
Depends on what you want
thoughts?
to do with.
Yeah, I guess it's definitely dependent. Gamers though are not gonna be buying this though. I don't think.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think that AMD and Nvidia, like as good as it is to have competition, I think having a niche is even more important. And it seems, or AMD, Nvidia, and Intel. AMD does like both. So I think AMD has their niche in console gaming for the most part.
Well, they get their contracts from consoles for sure, but they don't make too much money off of that. They're still far, far behind Intel as far as R&D and stuff goes.
No, but that's the thing. I don't know how you can rival Intel.
Right.
I mean, they're a mega corporation, man. They're old, and they've been, weren't they hit with some antitrust suit some years back?
Yeah, because,
I believe so.
Yeah, because they were basically
They're just too big, man.
coercing large, other OEMs to use their parts. I wonder if the OEMs are going to be putting these AMD CPUs in their machines. I would love to see them be thrown in like workstations,
Yeah.
for like offices.
But-
Like honestly, if you think about it, if AMD is able to become the de facto workstation CPU, they're gonna make a lot of money.
Mhm.
That is true.
Because do you know who
Yes,
buys?
they
Do you know
will.
who buys computers more than gamers? Freaking
Offices.
corporations and offices. So
Yep.
if
No, I
they were
can see
targeting
that.
if they were targeting productivity, I think AMD's got something on their hands. But that's
We
just my
will
take, though.
see.
Yeah, we will see.
We will see, because I think that if they're going to go into the workstation market, like an actual workstation, like there's something that corporations would buy en masse, I think they're going to need to go, like they're not going to need to push the envelope. They just need to make something that runs with the best value.
Stable in value.
Lasts a long time.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I mean,
That's
I still
all-
have a
that's all.
2500K, my 2011 CPU.
I mean, I can't talk shit about AMD. They make a good product,
Mhm.
but as it stands, I like Intel. I trust that Intel will be around in 50 years.
It's not even that. I trust
I
their
don't-
product.
I don't trust that AMD will be around.
I trust
in
their
50
product.
years.
Everyone was, everyone was hyped about, the bulldozer parts or whatever. 8 cores for $300. Sign me up. But look what happened. It becomes worse than Intel's 4 cores. Half the cores, but it still performs, clock for clock better than AMD processors. So
Yeah.
I can't, right now, consumers can't trust, I say myself, but, talking around to other people, consumers can't trust, AMD to perform like they should.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see longitudinal studies. There'll have to be some.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll investigate how this goes in about a year.
Sure. See how many OEMs pick them up. I want to see how many Dells you could buy off the shelf at Best Buy that are AMD.
Yeah, with an AMD.
Those are the ones. That's money, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But AMD's. At least they have their console sales, at least, right?
Well, I've heard they don't really make that much money off gaming GPUs, so
Yeah.
Supposedly, no one makes money off of gaming, though. Supposedly, yet it's a huge industry. Sorry.
Sony makes a profit off their PS4s.
So does Microsoft.
Yeah.
What about
the
Nintendo,
previous generation?
though? But Nintendo doesn't.
That's a
use
good
AMD. You fucking know it.
Let's switch over to the Switch.
Yeah, let's actually do this. I got half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the Switch quite quickly. So it came out this week. Joy-Cons were having connectivity issues, but those more or less seem...
Only the left Joy-Con.
Definitely the left Joy-Con, apparently.
Yeah.
The new Zelda game is freaking phenomenal, apparently. Are you guys going to get one?
At this price point, I might actually.
That's what I was
thinking. If that new
thinking.
job comes through, I might. Because if I can carry Skyrim with me, if I can carry something around and just be like, hey dude, you want to play some Smash? That is value right there.
Tax returns.
Okay, now when you put it that way.
Value.
I could play Stardew Valley wherever I want.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, Stardew Valley is gonna have multiplayer.
Yeah, it will, of course. Yeah, that was announced a long time ago, but it is
Is
coming
it-
to the
Oh,
Wii U.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or are the controllers, like the Joy-Cons, really awkwardly designed?
They are, but it's for portability's sake, I imagine.
Yeah.
And you can
I-
buy like a
like,
pro
I-
controller, so not a big deal to me, at least.
Sure, but, whatever. They could have just put the analog sticks in the same place. Would have been fine.
Yeah, and that is kind of annoying
They
how they
could've.
are not symmetrical. But
Yeah.
insert.
I
the
mean,
little
it
shrug
really
emoji.
could have happened. It really could have happened. They could have
Yeah.
just switched the D-pad and the analog stick on the left one, and it would have been great.
Yeah, but they wanted to switch it up. Sorry.
I don't... Oh, boy.
Okay.
Ravenstorm, you're gonna need to move your mic
just
closer.
like fucking... That pun took 3 years off my life, I swear.
So, wait, Ravenstorm, did you not see Nintendo's Switch conference? Because if that pun took 3 years off your life, that conference would have taken 30 years off your life.
Oh, I bet. That's why I don't watch these things.
Let's switch over to this developer. Yeah. It was,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
They did it with every single developer.
I'm on PCGamer.com right now on my phone, and it says the Nintendo Switch just came out today, and with it, an optional Nintendo Switch Pro controller for people with normal hands that want to play the new Zelda without murdering their joints.
that's such a
That
wonderful
is an
title.
interesting sentence.
That's a beautiful sentence.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, that's part of my concern, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that this seems, I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to it for the Skyrim though,
I'm
because
looking forward
the Skyrim, man.
I just want Stardew Valley.
And the
Dude.
Smash.
I love that game. Stardew Valley all the time. Oh man.
What did the reviews say about the tactile vibrations of the controllers? Because Nintendo really advertised those.
I haven't.
Okay.
You mean they advertise something that's been going on in mobile?
Well, they
phones?
did.
I mean,
HD.
it's supposed to be extremely detailed. Like they showed a mini game that had a cup with ice cubes. You would feel how many ice cubes dropped into the cup through the controller, and like, while the regular phone or controller is gonna be just a single vibration, maybe change intensity, but not in how it
Not
feels
the
like it's
Steam
going in a
controller.
direction.
Right.
Well, I mean, Steam
I don't
controller
know.
will be the closest thing, but not even that really.
We'll see. I'm excited for it, whatever it is. At the price point, now, and then after the holidays, which is probably when I'm going to buy it, it's just going to be ridiculous, man.
And by the holidays,
Spring sales.
I'm by the holidays,
Gosh.
the Switch will be like have like a proper library, proper support, proper environment
Yeah.
to do everything you want in it. So
Yep.
it's definitely a game that you would want to like. It's definitely something you'd like to buy by the holidays or after the holidays. They're definitely
Yeah.
like targeting. Okay, we're gonna put out the product as fast as we can, get as much user feedback as we can. I know it's kind of scummy because it's kind of like a beta test, but we're gonna make sure people know that they want it before the holidays, so that way they just buy it during the holidays. Because the Wii U is just like, oh, this thing's out. Oh, I don't know if I even want that. Then they just
Yeah.
buy it. So now there's like, oh, Switch is out. Oh yeah, I heard it's really good. Oh, I heard it's all freaking amazing. And then yeah, so yeah, Switch is good. I'm looking forward to maybe picking one up this year, maybe soon.
Oh, PSA, you're going to want to buy a screen protector because there are horror stories of which, if you try to put the Switch back into its dock, if you're not completely precise, the dock is going to scratch the screen.
Rest in peps.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay, so
why?
doesn't it also need an SD card?
It does. It does.
Like, doesn't
That's-
doesn't it use SD cards?
It does use SD cards.
Okay, so
Oh no,
then that
the
means you
games
buy
aren't
a
SD
a
cards.
screen protector.
Plus an SD card. Plus the controller.
Okay.
Plus
Yeah, and it's a $70 Pro controller.
yeah.
Or if you want to buy the additional Joy-Cons, it's like what, 50 each?
Yeah. This thing will be a
40
bundle
each?
king though.
Something
This
like
thing
that?
will
Yeah,
be
I
a
think it's
bundle
40
king.
each.
This thing will be a bundle king by next holiday season. Not this holiday season, but next holiday season. You're gonna be able to get. You're gonna be
Next
able to
one.
get Joy-Cons, an extra set of Joy-Cons, a Pro controller, and Zelda for $300.
Dude,
That'd
I'd
be dope.
be down for that. I'd be down for that. I just don't. I think that its price is definitely alluring because, like, I don't want, and what it does, it's found a niche that I
Mhm.
think isn't
Yeah.
really being filled.
I mean, what like
the
what?
PS Vita wanted to fill it and it didn't.
Well, okay. So here's the interesting thing about the Switch. I don't want to talk about it for too long because we got better things to talk about.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the Vita found its niche in indie games. A lot of indie game developers liked developing for the Vita and releasing their games on Vita. This time
Yeah.
around, it's Nintendo's turn to get indie games. You got a lot of indie games coming to the Nintendo Switch. Like,
I bet.
yeah, we have a lot of indie games. Like Binding of Isaac's already there. It's a launch title. I mean, yeah. But
Good
Stardew
God,
Valley's
this
there.
is
That's
gonna
like the
be
most
great.
indie of games ever.
There's gonna be like they're putting good games in a mobile context, which
Yeah.
is like the
Yeah.
first time this
Yeah.
has happened.
This is
pretty
good mobile
much.
gaming. This is good mobile gaming.
And it's
high fidelity.
and
good
it's
mobile
the
gaming.
screen is a decent enough size,
Yeah, it's
so
like a
that
small
it's
tablet,
not
yeah.
like
You could throw it in your
Yeah,
bag
you're-
really
you're not
fast.
trying
You
to
probably throw it in
make
your
it
pocket if you
pocket
wanted to.
size.
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
So-
if you have cargo pants.
Well, I mean, maybe.
If you have cargo
You
pants,
could
you have
carry the
better
whole
things to
bundle
worry
around
about.
in the cargo pants. Yeah, you have different
wait.
things at least.
Nintendo Switch, for $320, you get the original bundle, but we'll also include some cheap cargo pants.
You have to carry it all around with you.
Oh,
Great.
jeez. No one wants that.
I mean, it will include a power glove.
I actually
Oh,
kind of like cargo pants, but come on, guys, like
I mean, they are
don't
conventional.
act like they don't look bad.
They're
Yes, it is.
conventional.
Here's the thing. I've seen cargo joggers kind of taken off, and I'm okay with that. It's the bagginess of cargo pants that's always killed me. It's not the pockets. The pockets are really handy.
Aren't joggers
it's just
kind of
the
baggy
fit
already?
is terrible.
Aren't
No, not at all.
oh okay
Well, not on me. I got them thunder thighs, but whatever.
right. Tell me more about how much you squat, Ravenstorm. How much do you
W
squat?
slash E. Dude, I don't squat that much right now. I'm only at 45 a side, so like
Only at 45 is okay, guy.
only at 45 a side.
Okay, guy. Let's move on before I cry about how
Me
little
too,
I
thanks.
can
Oh,
squat.
hey man.
Um,
Hold on, no, I gotta know. Where are you?
the thing is,
Where are you?
no. I get up to maybe 25 before my form suffers, and my form probably suffers before that too.
Hmm.
So
Have you tried strong lifts?
I'm looking into different ways to like lift because the squats are not. For
No,
me,
I mean
just
like
'cause-
the program strong lifts.
No, I have not.
Strong lifts. It's focused on building you up from basically nothing, and it's just like consistently adding weight. You go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
You start low, go slow, and it's only 5 sets of 5 for
Okay,
each exercise.
interesting.
And so it just builds you up real slowly, and it's a great way to build strength, man.
I gotta look into it. You have
Just
to link me later.
killer.
You have to link me later. That
Yes.
sounds great.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So we're gonna move on because we have a couple more topics to talk about. Ravenstorm, we'll get to your iPhone jaunt in the end, hopefully.
Yeah, that'll be consuming, producing, testing.
But I want to focus this week on something that I came across this week. It was really interesting. So, as some of you may know, I've been falling deep into the rabbit hole of mechanical keyboards, like very deep. I have parts for a new keyboard on the way, and I'm gonna invest in like a soldering iron to put them together soon. So this week there was some really funny drama. It's really hard for me to explain this properly, but I'm gonna try my best. So a few years back, I want to say about 3 years ago, there was this colorway called Solarized. Have you heard of Solarized by chance?
No.
It's a common colorway used for text editors like Sublime Text or Atom or something like that. I don't know, Ravenstorm, if you've heard of Solarized, the Solarized color palette.
I know what it is. I'm familiar, but it's just really bright and high contrasty, right?
Kind of. It's like tan.
I'm not sure then. But whatever.
I could link
Whatever.
to you. I'll link it to you in TeamSpeak or something, so you guys could at least take a look at what the idea is. Anyways, so someone decided to build a keyboard key set out of these using this colorway, right? So the alphabet and the numbers would be like this tan color with like some blue legends. And then the modifiers would be some dark blue with some colored legends, and it looked all kind of nice and very coding themed. Now, this was run by some guy known as, I think on the Geekhack forums and I think on Reddit now as Bunny Lake, and he decided to organize this this group buy for these key sets because you buy them from this manufacturer in Washington in bulk.
Manufacturer,
and they manufacture it for you, and they send it over to the organizer, and then they distribute it. So, what happened was that somewhere down the line, one of the distributors that was responsible for distributing, I think in the U.S., he flaked and made off with a ton of key sets. He just disappeared off the face of the earth, and a lot of people lost their money and their time. And then there were a ton of other organizational issues, a lot of distribution issues, and basically, it's been 3 years, and people still haven't gotten the key sets they paid for 3 years ago. So imagine paying for a key set 3 years ago, and today you still don't have it, and you pay like $200 for this stuff.
I mean, I can imagine that. That's called a scam.
Yes, exactly. It looks like people are just like, man, this guy sucks, and like the key set looks kind of cool, and it has a good story behind it, right? So it's pretty desirable. So people who did get their key sets in, like the value of it was massively inflated. You were seeing like these sets go for like $600, right?
Wow,
a lot.
That is
a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting.
No. The story gets even more interesting because it's been 3 years, and people are like, man, this is crazy. Why don't we just order some more, right? And we're like, well, it's maybe we'll have to organize it ourselves. So, one day on a website called Originative Co. Pops out a pre-order for this Solarized key set. It's known as Penumbra, but we'll call it Solarized for now, and it's $225. And wow, you could get your key set and it'll ship by May, right? This is way better than three years. Crazy, right? Like, wow, they're finally doing it again. And
seems kind of crazy. Okay.
Well, the thing is it's a highly sought after key set, and now you can get it again, right? It's been rare, it's been expensive, and now you can buy it for $200 as opposed to the $600 people were paying for it just months ago.
Right. Yeah.
So it sold out, but here's where it gets interesting: is that a week before it showed up on this website, you saw about a dozen people selling their key sets on the internet for $900, and people were buying them. Right? So people were selling these things for $900 a week before they get released on this website. Sounds kind of fishy, if you ask me, right?
It sounds intentional.
So there's this.
I like where this is going.
There's this drama. There's like, whoa, hold on. Someone knew they were gonna re-release it, and they flipped their key sets for a big profit before they could just rebuy it.
Yeah.
So people were
supply and demand.
And here's the thing: that's exactly what happened. There was an emailing list from that very exclusive emailing list from that website informing customers, hey, we're going to do this in a week. Hold your butts. And people were furious because, can you imagine being one of the people who bought that set for $900 the week before they re-released it? I'd be furious.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I would be insane.
Again, it's also called a scam.
But then you had $900 to spend on a key set, so I'm not that sad for you.
Maybe.
Hey man, James might end up as one of those people.
Let's not talk about that yet.
No. If he'd sunk $200 into it and not gotten it 3 years ago, then I would have been like, oh, that's too bad. But if you sink $900 into something and you get exactly what you paid for.
Yeah, if you put it in that context. Yeah.
Okay. So
you could have just waited a week.
So this week it got even juicier.
Oh.
There's a subreddit called Mech Market, so where people sell all their old keyboard stuff, right? Key sets, keyboards, you name it. And one day this guy says, "Hey, I have 7 of these key sets for sale, $275, right?" And people are like, "Where the hell did you get this?" Like, it's available for ship immediately, as opposed to waiting a few months, right? You're not even waiting till May. You're getting it the week you bought it. And people are like, "Where the hell did you get these key sets?" Right? And the original seller was kind of wishy-washy about it. They were kind of dodging questions. But it turned out that this guy did a private run. He contacted the manufacturer of this key set and said, "I want 10 of these key sets for myself, right? I will pay you whatever, $1,000 for 10, like $1,500 even for 10 of these key sets."
Mm-hmm.
And so the original producer, the original runner of the key set, Bunny Lake, that I mentioned earlier. Can you imagine his anger when he found out that someone was taking what he believes to be his key set and running with it and like running their own and selling it?
Oh boy.
He was
I
furious.
can imagine.
He was furious.
I can imagine.
And can you imagine how much people had sympathy for him? You know, after waiting 3 years for their key set, and it's his fault that they haven't gotten their key set?
Oh, no one.
No one. Absolutely no one. Okay? Now, here's where it gets more interesting. If you thought this drama was over, no. It gets even better. Turns out, so they contact the manufacturers, right? And they said, for background, it's like, okay, it's just some colors, right? Some random plastic colors on some key sets. Anyone could do that, right? You're probably asking yourself this, right? Anyone could just run it themselves. Right?
Well, yeah, okay, I can see that. I have a weird view on intellectual property, so
yeah, this is the crux of the argument. It's like, look, here's the thing. This colorway was designed by Ethan Schoonover, right? It wasn't even designed by Bunny Lake, right? So whose intellectual property is it? He's just the guy who organized the run. And he's the one blocking other people from organizing their own runs.
Yeah.
So
which is totally out of the line.
So does he own that? He's acting as if he owns this colorway. He's acting as if he owns colors, basically.
Here's my take on this. Artists should be compensated for their work, but not like a moral obligation to compensate artists. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, if someone puts their original time, effort, and energy to synthesize ideas into something and express something new and groundbreaking, then that deserves some value. That just has intrinsic value in my book. Mm-hmm. But a specific combination of colors, okay, like let's take modern art, okay, where you just take you draw a vertical line in a certain color. That is totally reproducible. That is not groundbreaking. That didn't take a bunch of time or effort, or you didn't have to be highly educated or anything or specialized in skill to do that. So it doesn't really have that same intrinsic value.
Right.
And in my view, by no means is the color set exclusive to anyone.
That's what I'm saying.
Even the first guy who came up with it.
First guy who came up with it said that it's open source. You could do whatever you want with it.
Right. Exactly. So okay, but so he's got at least a healthy view of how this works. You can't. Well, you can. There's an artist who owns a few colors. One of them is Vanta Black, which is this material that absorbs something like 98% of light that hits it. It's incredible. It looks like you're looking into a
pure
hole.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he owns the exclusive rights to it. But
But okay, so I linked you a picture of what it looks like. It's very kind of basic looking, right? It's just certain colors, right? Orange on blue, green on blue, blue on blue, gray on blue, black on tan. That's it. And he's acting as if he owns his colorway.
I really do not believe that is something you can have rights over.
So here's the thing.
It just seems too...
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Someone approached the manufacturer, Signature Plastics, asking to produce it themselves, and they said no. They said no. We cannot make this process. We cannot make the set because we need. We would want you to ask permission from the original runner, Bunny Lake.
Oh.
And of course, Bunny Lake's going to say no because I'm going to be quite frank here.
Hold on. Wait. Why did they want his permission?
I don't know, but apparently they protect colorways now, which is crazy, right? It's absolutely freaking nuts.
No. That sounds like a slippery slope there.
Exactly. Right.
Like, does that mean that I can't change? I use this program called Write Monkey. It's a nice minimalist writing program where I can change the background color and the font color. Can I patent combinations? So no one else can use them without buying them from me? That seems ridiculous.
That's basically the same logic.
People are being very, very opinionated about this. Like, people are like, this is not right at all, and for good reason. This is going to require a lot. I don't think this is the last we've heard of this drama. And quite frankly, I want to see where this goes because it's getting juicy. It's getting very juicy. People are getting very, very heated over this. And it's over keycaps, no less. Pieces of plastic. It's funny. But it definitely strikes a problem because, I mean, there's a funny email thread about it. It's like that where the person asks permission to produce the set, right, on their own, as like a black market run almost, and the manufacturer says no, and they're like, okay, what if we change the print screen button to just print? Does it make it different? And they're just like, no.
So here's something interesting and kind of related. It's not related to keyboards or keycaps, but rather e-cigarettes. So e-cigarettes have sort of a few different markets. There's the mainstream market, which is like has tobacco corporations producing them. You might see them in gas stations or something. Then there's the enthusiast market and the hobbyist market. And enthusiast market and hobbyist market use bigger units, okay? And they have different batteries, they have different atomizers and everything.
Sure.
But the thing is that the designs of these things are pretty simple. It's a simple circuit. It goes through a filament, which heats, it's got posts, it heats this filament, and it's just the completion of a circuit. It's really simple. And at the top, there's, this place where you put your juice or whatever, and it's just a piece of milled metal. Like, it's just metal. Right. And it's got a basic shape to it, and it's got a hole on the top, and there are replicas out the ass of these things, because when you buy a branded atomizer, it might cost you $100, $200 even. When you buy a cheap Chinese knockoff that works exactly the same, does exactly the same function, looks exactly the same, costs you maybe $12. And that to me makes so much sense. Like, why? Like, it is a knockoff. Surely maybe the materials aren't quite as good, maybe the machining isn't quite as fine, but it's just a tube. How much fancier can you just make a tube? How much fancier can you just make a circuit? And so some people don't like to buy replicas because they think it's not supporting these people who are putting their time and effort into designing these things. But at the same time, how much time and effort could you possibly be putting into designing an atomizer,
right?
Or a battery case?
Exactly. It's almost the same case. So so it's been a very interesting week for the world of mechanical keyboards. I know we're almost running out of time here. I don't know if you guys want to save the other stuff for later, for next week or something. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we'll definitely.
We'll talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it next week.
Okay, yeah, we'll continue this
or the
conversation
week
next week.
after next episode.
Do you want to talk about your iPhone thing next week as well?
I want next week to be an intellectual property episode because I think this is a really important issue, and I think it's more pressing now than ever.
Okay, and we'll also talk about rarity because I know we didn't really touch upon that yet. And
we'll do a part 2 because this is too juicy to leave alone.
It's very juicy. All right, do you guys want to do a quick rundown of what you guys been checking out recently?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So Max, what have you been producing, consuming, producing? Otherwise.
All right, consuming nothing much really. I replayed Dishonored like twice, and
that's a good game though.
And finished all the DLC. I'm really interested in buying. Speaking of which, has the performance been improved for Dishonored 2, Ravenstorm?
I like here's the thing. My computer improved between Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2.
So it doesn't matter.
So I couldn't tell you, but Dishonored 2 runs real smooth, and it's a beautiful game.
Okay, because I've heard that at launch Dishonored 2 just ran terribly. So, okay.
You mean since launch? I'm sure they've fixed it up since then.
All right.
I don't think ID has anything to do besides that.
All right. So So I'm looking into getting Dishonored 2. Also, what was it? That new Platinum game, Nier Automata, that should be out on PC within the middle of March. So there's that. Producing. I've been working more on my YouTube channel, Crayon Jack, and I'm writing my next pseudo documentary episode, but since it's going to be released on April 1st, pseudo is definitely the correct term for that.
Dude, let me just interject real quick and tell you I was linked to your torture chamber episode on Japan. Dude, I gotta say, I really like your pseudo documentary stuff. I think that's really where you shine. It's just good content. I like it.
Well, I mean, I also had a good editor, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was a little bit on my part, but it wasn't too much.
I mean, the episode would have been definitely a lot shittier if there wasn't strict editing.
I mean, comparatively with your playthroughs, they're a lot more engaging, and I just get more out of it.
That is true. But the thing about the meme videos and playthroughs is that they get easy views and they are a lot less work. So, unfortunately, it's still not exactly easy views. Like I made a meme video.
If you put out one video per month, that's still like a good rate.
True.
I think if people know what to expect per month, if everyone knows like, oh, Max has his monthly episode up, let's watch it. I think people would start watching.
I'd totally get on that.
But the use of the playthrough videos and stuff like that is that it's a lot easier to draw in viewers that way, and especially the meme videos, like the 30-second Resident Evil video of me laughing in insanity in front of a Dreamcast. That's probably my most viewed video. And issue is like, there's one meme video I made that's not on YouTube due to copyright laws, and that has like 500 views. And like, what the fuck? I could use that to advertise my channel, but I can't because it's not on YouTube.
Well, I mean, if you want to get into it, I mean, you're using other people's intellectual property to advertise your own channel.
I don't monetize my stuff though.
Well, you're still technically getting
true.
advertised. You are advertising your own. It's for your own personal benefit as opposed to.
That is true. Okay, maybe saying advertising is wrong. It's that if a person sees something I made, then they even if it's a mashup of something other people made. This is
intellectual property episode 2. Like this is.
Yeah, we'll get there, Max.
All right. I'm just gonna stop here. This stuff is gonna be good for the next episode.
Cool. Ravenstorm, what have you been checking out?
I've been checking out relatively little lately. I've been pretty busy with school and lady friend, and honestly, most of my time recently has been spent going into production. I get up extra early on Tuesdays and go into the cafeteria at my college, and I do a podcast with a friend there, and it's called Our Time, Politics and Philosophy Podcast. And I'm going to be putting up... You're actually on one of the episodes, technically.
Oh, the
bonus episode.
That one was fun. That was fun when we just kind of walked in.
No, for sure. I love just conversation. and I'm putting up the first 5 episodes, which I'm going to call the first series next week, actually. So look forward to that, and that's really how I've been spending my time.
Excellent.
School is kind of hectic. I have
You're telling me
15 units.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I get you.
and work, trying to get a job. But aside from that, I've also been off video games pretty much entirely. I moved my computer out of my room, and it's liberating, dude. I'm so like I don't know what else to say about it. It's just
I'm sure, yeah.
nice to not be bored, because I don't know, video games give me a certain high, man, and when I don't have that high, it feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
But after a few weeks of not being in it, it's definitely feeling better.
No, I understand exactly what you mean. Like every time, like these days, it's kind of hard for me to play video games as well. Even though I still do, but, like I always feel like, I'm forgetting something, aren't I? So yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's it. What about you?
So yeah, other than my deep descent into keyboards, I've had a deep descent into keyboards. I bought a couple of novelty keycaps. One of them is a cute little. They are novelty
keycaps. That's adorable.
They're a novelty in the strictest sense of the word. Like they're handcrafted, which is really cool, and then they're resin casted. So they're hand molded and then casted. So I have a little cat, which is kind of cute. It's just kind of sitting on my keyboard, and I also have this amazing design. It is a little. The entire design of it is like it's a regular keycap with a clear top, but the design underneath the clear top is the classic solo jazz design from the solo cups.
Oh my goodness! Jazz.
Vaporwave, man.
Literally the best painting ever done.
It's so good. It's so good. I paid like $22 for this piece of plastic with the solo jazz on it. 100%.
Honestly, I think peripherals and like the things you interact with every day are the most worth it. This last Christmas, I got a set of flannel sheets, and a set of flannel sheets cost $20, $30 maybe.
Yeah.
God damn, I love these sheets.
Sheets are so.
I use them every night, and
really? Oh,
it's amazing.
Yeah, no, things you sleep on, things you use every day are definitely worth things you investing in. So
yes,
keep that in mind.
So I can't fault you for your jazz keycap. I think that's rad, and honestly, I kind of want one.
It's pretty aesthetic, man.
Kind of want one.
It's pretty aesthetic. Yep. Yeah. I also have another one coming in on Monday. It's a little pufferfish. So.
Nice.
That also reminds me. God damn it, James. I am completely dropped into the world of vaporwave.
Oh, great, dude! I love it. I love it.
I love it.
It's a pre-post ironic love.
I know, exactly.
Post irony wasn't there in 2012.
Exactly. Like you liked it ironically at first, but then you're like, no, actually, I like this.
No, I actually do like this.
I actually like this.
And the thing is, it's totally tasteless. It's not tasteless as long as you know why you like it.
No, it's understandable.
That's the way I see it.
I love it. What do you listen to, Max?
Artists? I basically only listen exclusively to the subgenre of future funk. So it's the funky beats that keep me in it. What do you mean? What
Just
did I listen to?
Couple artists. What couple artists are you listening to right now?
Okay, obviously Saint Pepsi, Macross 8299, Young Bay, the people whose names I forgot. Yeah, Saint Pepsi, especially his album Hit Vibes. Goddamn, that is fantastic.
Saint Pepsi and his regular music ego, Skylar Spence.
Isn't he super young?
I think so. I don't think he's like young. He's like 20. He's like 20-ish, I think. 20 around the 20-ish age. But Skylar Spence, like, listen to his regular stuff. It's so funky, so good. Highly recommend. Also another thing I checked out. This week has also been Christmas for me because on the same day we got a new Overwatch hero was announced and released into PTR, and we got a new Lord single, which is amazing. I've been listening to it nonstop.
Wow, it really has been like Christmas for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Better than Christmas, because normally,
No,
giant content manufacturers don't tend to put things out on Christmas.
that's true.
They should. They really should.
Oh man,
They want the hype to build.
I would love it. So I'm looking forward to the new Lord album because her single sounds great in my opinion. Some people don't like it, but I do. I started listening to this new artist that I really like. It's like some like soft-ish kind of almost depressing, but also kind of I guess melancholy is the right word for it. But it's called the artist is called In Love with a Ghost. I highly recommend their music. You can find them on
it's
Bandcamp.
fantastic.
You could find them on Bandcamp, so you could directly support the artist better, which I like.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it as far as topics and stuff to go over this week. I don't know if you guys have any closing thoughts before we leave. I know we're running a little bit over time, but
I'm really excited for next episode. Honestly, I'm really
we'll try to
excited.
do it as soon as possible. I would love to do it. We could even do one tomorrow if you guys would like.
If I have the time, we'll do it.
If we have the time
I don't
this
think
weekend,
I will have the time.
I would not be opposed to another podcast. So until
See if
next
we can do
time.
it Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Until next time. Thank you for listening. If you want to check out this rad intro and outro, you can find Grant Webster on SoundCloud. You can check out. I think he's actually been producing stuff, so do check him out. I think he's producing like a punk rock album, so he's back to his roots.
Good.
A couple other things. Max, if you want to check out his latest documentary on Japan, which Ravenstorm apparently liked a lot, and I helped write and edit at least. Feel free to check out his YouTube link in the video description, and look forward to his new video on April 1st. And oh yeah, if you want to check us out, oh man, I don't even want to mention it anymore, but you could check out our old articles over at addendum.com. You can also check out
I'm
our
gonna
newer
do
article.
a refresher on that pretty soon. I'm gonna just redo it.
Okay.
And by pretty soon, I mean within 6 months, because that's the realistic time frame for these things.
You can tell how much we've grown by how
jaded we are.
Yeah, by our own.
Wait,
ability.
hold on. That reminds me. Did nobody tell Taylor that we moved away from the WordPress site?
We still
Apparently
have
not.
We still have We have new articles on the WordPress website as well.
Yes.
Addendum.wordpress.com. Check out what Taylor's
We're
doing.
supposed to be moving on to the non-WordPress.
I think it's because he likes the design of the WordPress one better. I don't blame him.
I'm okay with that.
Does he know the new site exists?
I'm sure he does, but I don't blame them for using the old site. The old site looks a lot better.
But no, hold on. This is how misunderstandings happen. Has anyone outright told them that there is a new
I emailed
site?
everyone. I emailed everyone with their logins.
They might have missed it. I don't remember.
We'll find out.
getting an
We'll
email.
find out.
Okay.
We'll actually ask him in the meantime. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. On behalf of Max, Ravenstorm, and myself, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Be ready to touch some juicy
Yes.
things on episode 69.
Juicy, dude. It's gonna be so juicy.
So